Hello, dear viewers. You are watching program Canadian Politics from Umeed Television Network. I am your host, Akhtar Naseem. Today, we are happy to have Madame Barbot Vivian with us in our studios. And she's running for Papineau riding. She belongs to bloc quebecois. How are you, Madam, this morning?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, and there are a few questions regarding the politics, and because you are running for the Papineau riding, and I think and believe that you will answer our questions.
With pleasure.
First of all, that you were born in Haiti, you came to Canada. When did you join the bloc quebecois?
Maybe formally in around 2005 or 4. But I was a known souverainist, from the beginning when Parti Québécois had started. So, and I had participated in everything that, all the movements we had then.
Okay. And in 2006, you got elected, but in 2008, you could not defend your membership in the parliament. What was the reason?
Well, this is, I should say, an old liberal bastion, I could say, in Papineau. And it was a big surprise that we won over a then Minister of Foreign Affairs, which was Pettigrew. So, and we won by a very small margin, 900 votes. And so the time after, they brought us the son of former Prime Minister Trudeau. So it was sort of somebody that had just, beaten the old crowd, and it was a bit more difficult since we had a big name facing us.
Okay. And it is believed that the sitting member is stronger than the other contestants or candidates. How do you take it?
Well, how can we take it? I mean, when you go in election, you either win or lose. Just one of us will have it, and I don't think there are many things to say about it. It's just the way things are. Somebody comes with different things, and like I said, this time we had a known name, and it made the whole difference in a constituency where they won for years before. So now it's a bit more equilibrated, but even then we don't know, it's pretty tight.
Okay. And I would like to know that is your bloc country-wide, I mean Canada-wide, or only limited to Quebecois?
Yeah, it's a party that is dedicated to Quebec only, because we're still very unhappy about the way things are going in the Federation for Quebec people, which means that we want out of Quebec. And, considering we were never given the proper attention we deserved, and we decided to have a party that would deal only with Quebec matters, and saying that we were there to protect Quebec's interest, considering that we're not an independent country yet, but in Quebec we're working towards that.
Okay. And while going through your profile, I came to know that you have been the vice chairperson of the Committee on the Canadian Mission in Afghanistan. What is this mission all about? Would you like to say something to our viewers?
Well, as you know, Canadians and mostly Quebecers don't want that mission to continue. Okay. And we even had a vote, majority vote, from the not the government, the other parties, saying we want out. So now, then they had to put conditions as how are we going to retire. And then, to make things work, there was a mission that was done so that people could study that. Actually, I didn't sit a lot on that, because then we had to go in election, which is what we've been doing most in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes. You have been very busy during these days, because these are the election days. And how are your corner meetings going on?
Meetings as far as elections are concerned?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the usual. We go see people, we have interviews, and we call people on the phone, and we have a whole a team working on it as well. So it's a big project, and in a very short time. So it's very busy. Everybody's tired now, but things are going well.
Okay. And since 2008, you are well contacted with your people?
Yeah, well, I mainly, my occupation was to be vice president of the party, which I still am, which means, I go out a lot all over Quebec to meet with our members, and we even wrote a book and many things. And our offices are here in Papineau, so I was always also in the constituency.
Okay. And what do you think, and how do you take your party that are they going to achieve more seats than the last election?
Oh, well, this thing you only know at the end. As you see the situation now with the NDP coming up, nobody knows what's going to happen, but we are confident that in Quebec we'll still be number one.
Okay. And what is the quebecois' special agenda for this election for the country?
Well, actually, it's the same thing we said before. We're there to protect Quebec's interests and make sure the federal government doesn't leave us out in many subjects that interest us. For example, when we are saying that Bill 101 has to be, it is actually in Quebec, saying that we should speak French, work is in French, for example. But there are many people working under federal charts who don't, like banks, insurance companies, etc., which means they can speak in the language they want. And we want the federal government to recognize that and make it possible for people to live and work, especially, not live. People can live in the language they want to. But as far as work is concerned, you can't force somebody to speak another language which is not theirs. Things like that. And for immigrants, for example, reunification is Quebec's, but it's the federal government that has to say whether or not somebody is coming. And we would want that to be under only Quebec's jurisdiction, because we have specific needs. And even we've seen that even when the government says it will do things for immigrants to come, look what they've done to the people that are out there, on the island, the left there. I can't remember the name of the country.
Yeah, no problem.
What they don't give proper consideration. They seem to think that everybody is coming here to cheat or not have the proper rights and things like that, which is not true. These people are really trying to free a country where they're not accepted properly.
Okay. And what's your own agenda for the people of your riding?
Yeah, well, here we have many problems. Social housing is one of them. People live in poor conditions. It is one of the poorest constituency in the country, and it's important. It doesn't mean that everybody is poor, but some people are really in a low level of economic situation. And what we're saying is that the government should put more money in social housing. We're having condos built, which is fine for people who can afford them. But we can't just say, okay, let's build condos and these people will go elsewhere. Where would they go? So it's a government responsibility to take care of them. That's one big issue. Integration of immigrants is another good one, because it's not just saying you should speak French. It's giving the people the means to do it and giving them job on top, especially. That's the best way to integrate in a country. And if you don't get these conditions, it's no use. And I've seen people who are much better off in their original countries coming here 20 years after, nothing has happened. And it not only is it sad, it is a loss of competence. It is not. I don't accept it.
Okay, and Madame, what would you give the message to the viewers of our television?
Well, to tell them, I've come also from an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I say former immigrant, obviously. After you're in a country more than 10 years, you're no longer an immigrant. You're part of it. And I think they should take their place, claim and make themselves heard, so that, they don't need somebody to go and talk for them. They should be able to go and talk for themselves, because the experience they have, what their people are living, they are the only ones who can speak about it. And I think it's too bad that people stay outside thinking it's not my concern. It is our concern. That's where we live, that's where we pay taxes. And as such, we have to get up and speak up and not wait for our children to do. We should do this. And of course, for the children, let's hope it will be better. But at least people should be present.
Okay, Madam, wish you good luck in the upcoming elections, and we are highly thankful to you for being with us in our studios.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Dear viewers, you are watching program Canadian Politics. Till next week, goodbye. Take care.